Well, we are, very pleased with our November, right? That was it was just really fun to see their growth. And I think the end of November, those last two games, we really, it wasn't pretty, but we were without Lucy, who'd been we've run everything through her, and we hadn't really faced any pressure up until then. And then everybody licks their chops when your key ball handler's out. So we got better from the Rhode Island game to the BYU game, and we got some really great minutes that I don't think would have gotten minutes had Lucy not had the mishap. So I was happy with how that the last two games were, and now we're coming back and excited to have this opportunity in New York and getting to play a really, really great team in Tennessee.
How's Lucy doing, and kind of still shaking?
Yeah, a little bit. It was just a really bizarre mishap, and so she's practicing, but she's not quite back to herself yet. It was just a pretty tough cut, but she's going. It just, I hope it feels a lot better in a couple of days. We have tomorrow off of practice, so it'll be good to kind of, I think, let it heal a little bit more.
So was it a deal with raised floor?
No, it was unique in the sense of it's really good floors, and it's a really good tournament in that sense. But the floor is like it is in Carver, right? It's raised, and so then there's the edge of it, and it's in a banquet hall. So kind of think the Hyatt Regency or any wedding venue that you're in. The doors, it just was it's close, right? But not so much you're safe, you're running into it if you hustle. But it's like she kind of stepped off. But then the doorway was about 4 or 5 feet, but there was a tile that led to that. So then it was misshapen again a little bit. But I mean, to hit it that perfectly, I don't know if you could have practiced falling to hit it like that. Right? It just had to be the right way that it just, was able to immediately cut it. So it wasn't anything that was unsafe. It was just, could have happened really anywhere. It was just a really weird angle, and it was pretty intense.
Right underneath?
Yeah, right across it. But the nice thing was, one of our docs, it's skin, right? The skin is so much better than anything else could be on the body, right? So, yeah, she's very, very tough, though, I'll tell you that she's even going, because it's a tough gash.
So was that after practice on Wednesday? Or?
Right away. Not even. We were just getting ready to start. It was literally 3 minutes before we started. Yeah.
What can you say about the team's ability to kind of handle a freak accident like that?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that she's getting taken care of right off of that floor, because it's a big, like a Hyatt conference room. So the court's there, but there's a lot of space, so the docks are kind of right there. So your eyes want to go over, is she okay? But I think we did a good job saying it's skin, right? But it's still, when one of your teammates is in an uncomfortable situation, they love each other a lot. So I thought they did an excellent job of focusing. They practiced hard for that time frame, and I think they kept their focus for the most part. I mean, you take anybody out of any starting lineup that's your quarterback, it's going to be a little tough sledding, and that could have gone a lot of different ways. And the Rhode Island game, they were a really scrappy, hard-nosed team. Their coach I like and respect a lot, and I knew, even before anybody was hurt, those games in the islands and the other countries are tough. So I'm just thankful that we got it. And, yeah, we didn't look always sharp, and it, a little sloppy, but we're pretty young, and I have to remember that.
You never want one of your better ball handlers, your best ball handler, to be out, but with a team like Tennessee coming up and the pressure they're going to face with them, kind of maybe a little less.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, as we got the sense of what that's going to be like, and obviously Tennessee is going to be, another level up with their size and athleticism, and that's what their coaching staff has done and does. So it was, I told them, I said it was, just a great challenge. And, when you get to learn and grow and get a win, that's what's so good about it. But, yeah, I mean, because you just can't get your practice squads to simulate presses sometimes. And, I mean, we can't even get them to simulate what Tennessee's going to do. So the best thing that happened was that that feeling. You know, if you played basketball, you know the feeling of getting pressed, right? When all of a sudden you're like, whoa, they're coming in, you don't have a dribble left, and that blood pressure goes up. So that was the best part that happened down in Mexico, is they got that feeling in an intense environment, what they had to do, and started to square up with a little more authority. So that did prepare us, I hope. It gave us another type of dress rehearsal, but I'm telling you, that Tennessee press is impressive.
I know you had planned on ramping up Aaliyah going down there at the time. To get her not just more minutes, but significant minutes in the kind of heat of battle as she's trying to get her head spinning or stop from spinning. Just how productive was the week for her?
Yeah, I think that was great. I mean, I don't know if we win without Aaliyah Guyton down there, right? Because she, I was so impressed with her. I mean, you think about it, she hadn't played a game in 11 and a half months, a game, right? She just really got cleared Friday, the Friday before, to go hard and no rules. So then she comes down, and it's not just, it's not cush. She got in a little bit before we left, right? But it was nothing on the line. Then we're asking her to go in and being like, you got to handle the pressure. And oh, by the way, no one's scoring. We need you to score. And oh, by the way, you need to direct the offense. And she made some turnovers and some unforced, errors. But man, I think even if you played golf and you didn't golf for about 11 months, it'd be kind of intimidating to go out there and, kind of tee it off right down the fairway, and I thought she did a really, really nice job. We probably, played her a little bit too many minutes, because the knee, you got to manage the load. So, we'll get that, continue to do that. But she sure looked good when she was down there.
Would she allow you to play Lucy off the ball some if that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, she could. We're not ready for that yet. She had some nice minutes down there. By virtue of have to, but I don't know if that's in our best to slide someone else out of that starting lineup. Kylie's playing pretty well. Sid gives us a whole thing, a whole different, physical, bigger statue. Makes us a little bit small, if we were to do that. But I think once she gets more and more used to our system, I think that could be a possibility, but I'm not gearing up for that possibility. Only because I kind of like the way we're going with others. But again, if she's playing that well and she's shooting that well, that's certainly something that we could entertain.
What is it about Tennessee's press that makes it challenging?
Yeah, I think they, I think their smallest player is 5'10", right? So they're just a lot of size, and it's just kind of what they do. So make or miss, and they have 2 or 3 different types that they seemingly are their favorites. So it keeps coming at you, right? And I think that's the thing, the size. And, some people will press on, free throws and dead balls, right? They'll kind of have a cadence. With Tennessee, they like to go, go, go. And they also, do some of those Hawkeyes subs. So it just always, poses a little bit of a different challenge when you got 5 coming in. And, what's fun about basketball is every game presents a different game plan and strategy. So it's difficult, but it's also interesting because we haven't faced this for a real long time. And it'll be interesting to see how our team responds, because there's a lot of kids on that lineup you have to know, because they all play a lot of minutes. Sometimes if you have someone, point guard usually plays 39 minutes, right? So the backup, you maybe don't have to be as keyed in. But with this team, you really have to kind of lock in on their personnel.
Offensively, they really subscribe to the shoot a three-pointer or a shot in the lane. You defend a team that shoots like 48% of their shots from 3.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? Yeah, I think it goes back to kind of knowing personnel. And, trying to figure out, how to take away some of their favorite things that they like to do. They're pretty talented. They got some kids who can get downhill real fast. They got, so they're going downhill really fast, so you need to help, but then you got that amazing shooter in the corner, right? So we need to, I think, just really need to be pretty locked into who does what well and try to make that a little harder. And I think if we try to make their strengths a little harder, I'm hoping that will offset, everything that they like to do that gives them that really wide open three or that layup. So we're trying some different things, but we're going to have our hands full. But I love the fight in our team. I like they're embracing it. They're been practicing hard. Had the day off. We came back from Cancun, and then we'll have the day off tomorrow, and we'll get a couple days at it. But I think they're embracing it, and I think they're up for the challenge.
Still being undefeated mean to them.
We really haven't talked about it. I don't really think it wasn't a goal. It wasn't, I just feel like we've just been pretty locked into kind of, doing what we do and trying to improve and really enjoy the journey. I know that sounds cliche, but we never had that goal. I never set that. So when that happened, it was just kind of fun. You got down to, you started to think about it. As you're coaching, it's just the next game, right? The next game, and everybody else tells you what you're 5-0, 6-0, whatever. And so when we got there, then I decided it would be kind of fun to have a no-lose November, like the no shave for some of you guys, right? So that was kind of fun. But now I think it's a new month, new page. And and I've told you before, I'm clearly aware of this schedule, right? It gets markedly harder on Saturday night. It's a big stage, and it's a SEC team. After that's Iowa State, who thinks they're tremendous, great. They have all their bigs, they're great people back, and they've been, had the little couple tests, right? So they're going to, get better and learn. And then UNI's playing fantastically. It just keeps getting harder. So I'm not looking in that rearview mirror with the, undefeated November. I know that then after this, undefeated Michigan State looms on December 15th. So I think we do best when we just kind of stay in our lane and just try to win the next one. And I think that's what this team has really done pretty well. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. They just kind of enjoy the journey. And I think if we can keep doing that, I think we can be okay.
One or two more.
Yeah.
After the Washington State win,
Pardon me?
You mentioned after the Washington
Yeah.
State win that this team found a different way to win. Every time we talked to the players, it sounds like that was really deliberate and they're really confident in their ability to stop a team on the defensive end. How did that come about? Why was it deliberate like that, and how did they gain confidence?
Well, I just think, we've tried to hit on defense a little bit more, but, defensively, it doesn't have to play with your mind. Like, you miss your shot, right? Okay, you miss 2 or 3, and it's like, then it becomes like, I fall through, is the rim tight, In defense, you don't have any of that, right? You can just be like, I can lock it down, I can get to my spot, I can overplay here, those are things they don't change. The lighting doesn't change, whatever those things that can mess with your mind, I try to tell them it's a good thing in life to, control the controllables. But we can't control the lighting. You can't control whatever it is in your mind. Don't make those excuses. But I think on the defensive end, there's some comfort. Is like, I can do this. It has nothing to do with any of these uncontrollables. I control my positioning. I control my hit. I control knowing the scout. And so I like him to get a little bit of confidence with that and lean on that. So I think the more we can lean on that, it can kind of get you through some of the rougher waters when, we're trying to continue getting our offense in sync, because it's so interesting. Even like this would have been a great couple days in my mind to get Lucy with Sid back and with, Hannah. Those are kind of our big threes. And then now we lost that for a couple of days with the press breaker, which we really would have liked to work on, knowing that Tennessee's coming, right? So it just, we got to lean on something with that defense, because we just haven't been able to really make that offense get as fluid. So that's what I think I like what they're doing with the defense, leaning on it, and they know they can have it most every night.
I know we're still 4 games out. If you had to put a term to it, whether it's questionable or unlikely or out or whatever, where would you put Lucy right now?
I think it's more likely than not, because she's so tough, right? I think we just have to see how it responded today with a lot more reps and see what it looks like tomorrow, right? But then tomorrow we get that day of rest, so we won't be missing anything. But she's a really tough kid. And she's going back home. right? It's kind of fun. All the people could see her a little closer. So I'm optimistic about it, but I'll feel even better tomorrow when I hear the report that it responded pretty well.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
What happened? Is it just with the knee?
Oh, it's so silly. Well, we were about to practice, and I tripped off the court because it was like a little elevated, and then I fell. And then there was like a tile, and I just scraped my knee on it, and it just cut it open pretty badly.
Yes.
Well-
I mean, but because I was right there,
Maybe
like
I should ask you.
I was right there when it happened, but people weren't really paying attention. So if you weren't paying attention, you didn't know.
Yeah, I
But-
kind of just fell and got back up because
She
I was going to the
literally-
bathroom, so I still went to the bathroom, and then when I came back, I was like,
I'm at a 3-point line shooting, and I saw her run. She's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. She running. You know how she runs. And then all I heard was a boom. And I see her stand up. She was like, ow. And then she just walked out, and then came back with this big old, like, it was huge. It was so nasty, but it was just funny. I'm sorry. It was very funny.
Realized, like, you may have a problem.
well, when I was in the bathroom, I realized because I looked down at my knee, and I was like, oh shoot, this doesn't look good. Yeah, so right then I was like, I need help. I didn't know how bad it was gonna be.
It didn't look good, like bloody or what?
Well, when I was in the bathroom right away, there wasn't blood and it didn't hurt, but I could like see. I saw something white. They told me it wasn't my kneecap, but I think it was my kneecap.
The crazy part about this,
It was deep, yeah. And then when, like, once I was washing my hands, it started gushing blood, and I was like, all right. I couldn't look at it after that, but it was really deep.
Did it hurt a lot?
No. Which I was confused. I thought I was like dreaming or something. I'm
She
like,
was
why doesn't it
giggling.
hurt?
She was like, she came back and she was giggling. I was like, what are you laughing about? She was like, guys, I think something happened.
I didn't know what to do, but it didn't hurt that bad. So I was just, and then I was like, oh my God, I can't play. And I started crying.
So I guess Aaliyah, for everybody who was able to play in the 2 games, just how did you guys kind of flip the page and refocus and, move forward without your starting point guard?
I mean, I would say it's something that we talk about in general. So I think it was easy. It was easy to come in because of how much we trust each other and how much we already have each other's backs. So it was just like, okay, Lucy's out, so we just got to think about the next man up, and everybody's just gonna have to take another step when it comes to however we play in a game. But we just already trust each other so much. We have a bond. We have chemistry, so that it was pretty easy, honestly.
How would you evaluate yourself when you go from playing, I think, like 2 minutes against Washington State in your first ever college game, and all of a sudden you're in it in the heat of battle against Rhode Island in the close games? How would you evaluate the way that you responded to your role over the weekend?
I mean, personally, I think I did pretty well. I would say so. Coming from a time where, I mean, I haven't played basketball, period, in 10 months. And the last time I did was against a high school team. And then just coming in playing against a whole different level, I would say I did pretty well. And what determined that for me is just how my teammates reacted, how my coach reacted. She trusted me. She put me out there. So that means she trusts me. And that was really big for me. And that's something that I want to just continue to build.
What was that moment like against Washington State where Jan, looks down and says, go?
It was.
You said you were really nervous.
I was. It was very nerve-wracking just because of the simple fact that I did not know I was going to go out there. Like, I didn't even know there was a possibility of me going out there. So that kind of boiled my nerves up a little bit. But once I got to touch the ball, and especially when I got to shoot the free throw, that was also relieving. It was just like, okay, we're here now.
How much did the action this past week feel like back to where you feel like you need to be and hope to be and expected to be?
Obviously, I'm not like 100%. So it just helped me focus on a couple of different areas, like when it comes to timing, being able to keep up with the offense's first step, and then just also being in shape. I feel like I I feel pretty good about being in shape, but you know, it's always room for improvement. So just looking at different areas as a player and seeing where I can improve.
Lucy, what was it like for you to kind of watch the rest of the week unfold, have 2 wins, have everybody play well? What was that like kind of from your vantage point?
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate that I couldn't play, but like Aaliyah said, it was cool seeing other people step up, and we got 2 tough wins. They weren't easy teams to beat, and I think it did give like Aaliyah and Taylor some more experience that we're gonna need down the road. Yeah, and we got the wins on top of that, so it was cool seeing everyone step up, and I feel like in different points, like Kylie stepped up, and then Hannah came out hot against BYU. Sid was leading out there, but yeah, everyone kind of did their part, and I think it not only made the team trust everyone more, but like individually, I feel like everyone got some more confidence that like they can ball, like you don't have to be scared of anything, and yeah, I thought it was really good for our team.
Jan says she's pretty optimistic that you'll be ready to go on Saturday. How do you feel? You think in 4 days you'll be ready to play?
Yeah, we're taking it day by day, so see where it goes, but hopefully everything keeps going well.
You mentioned maybe the lack of scared on the court this weekend. How big is the defense and your guys' confidence in your defense and not playing scared?
Yeah, Tennessee's a great team. Their defense is crazy, so we're gonna have to be ready for all their pressure, and we got a taste of that in Cancun. But yeah, I think because they're such a great team, like we can't be scared to go against their defense, and we just got to be aggressive and attack and trust one another, and we should be able to find some gaps in their defense.
I'm talking like the first month of the season. Your
Oh.
guys' defense, how does that help you not play scared?
Oh.
Great quote on Tennessee, though. Thank you.
Wait, what are you asking?
Well, your defense.
Our
The
defense.
you guys are playing, how does that help you not play scared?
Oh,
Because it's been so good.
oh yeah, our defense has been good, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's not as much pressure on offense because you can kind of play more free, knowing that we could get a stop and then we'll still be okay. I think we focus a lot on defense too. Like if we get defensive stops, our offense flows better, so they do go hand in hand. But yeah, I don't know.
To answer that question, I think what you're trying to say, like, it gives us like a better variety when it comes to scoring and to winning the game. So like getting stops, getting in transition, having those different options and scoring a different way. So they have to figure out different ways to stop us. Like there's not just one way.
Mm-hmm.
You're at least getting in the region of the country that you're from, the Northeast. Is there going to be a larger Olsen attendance on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm super excited. So hopefully I play. That'll be kind of embarrassing if everyone shows up.
How far is Brooklyn from?
It's like 3 hours, which is way closer than here. So I think a lot of people are going to try to go to those games, or that game. Yeah, I'm excited to see my family and some friends that I haven't seen in a while.
Mishap aside, how fun was the week? How much was it beneficial for kind of the cohesion that needs to be in place for Toronto as the season goes on? I imagine it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and our schedule was pretty good that we were able to enjoy the sun, but the first few days we went swim with dolphins. That was also fun that they took us to do that, and then we were able to lock in as well. So yeah, I thought it was a very successful trip. Got to bond a little with my teammates. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.